Hello and welcome to week 13 of the Stitch on Sunday blanket, and this week we have Trefoils or Trefoils, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. It's a bit different this week because I'll show you with my square. So this is Trefoils, and it has a central double decrease running up, as you can see on these rows going up here. Now, the thing with the central double decrease is if you start with one straight away, it has a tendency to pull the yarn up and make a beautiful wavy edge. But for our blanket, with us making squares and we haven't got any wavy edges, we can't really put that in because it might tug the blanket out of shape a little bit. So I've done like a starter pattern, so to speak, to keep that edge straight, and then we start the central double decreases. So we have 6 rows of pattern that's completely different to the rest of the pattern. So I thought if I show you it from the very beginning, and then you're getting that bit in as well. So we're just talking about these 6 rows here, which they do the same thing as the pattern, but they don't have this raised section anymore, because that's what pulls the pattern into a wavy edge. So yes, that's what we're going to do. So let's get started. So we need to cast on 51 stitches for this one, 52 if you're joining as you go, and so we're going to start with these 6 rows first. So we've got row 1 of the first 6 is a knit 1 edge, and then we're going to knit 1, yarn over, slip knit, knit 7, then we're going to knit 2 together and yarn over. So that's your repeat. So we knit 1, yarn over, slip knit, knit 7, knit 2 together, yarn over. So we do this to the last 2 stitches. And our last 2 stitches are just knit 2. Oops. And then we're going to purl back. Row 3. So row 3 is knit 1 edge, then we've got the repeat is knit 2, yarn over, slip knit, knit 5, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1. So we've got knit 2, yarn over, slip knit, knit 5, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, and we do that to the last 2 stitches. And the last 2 stitches are knit 2, and then we purl back. And finally, row 5, well, not finally because we've got row 6, but you know what I mean, the last pattern row of this section. So row 5 is knit 1 edge, and then knit 3, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2. Okay, so we knit 3, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2, and we do that to the last 2 stitches. And then the last 2 stitches are knit 2, and then we purl back. Okay, so we've now created these little eyelet V's, a lot like week 1. I can't actually remember how week 1 went now, but this is very, very similar to the eyelet V's that we first ever created. So we have these running along this little section here, and this just sets us up. We won't be doing this again. This just sets us up for the rest of the pattern, just to keep that edge reasonably straight, rather than if it was a central double decrease here, it would be pulling it up like this and then pulling it up here again. So we'd have these like beautiful, don't get me wrong, but we'd have these beautiful scalloped edges, which just won't work for our blanket. It's going to pull the blanket out of shape. So we've done it this way. So we now start row 1 of the actual pattern. So I hope that makes sense how it's written down. So these next 12 rows, I was going to say stitches then, these next 12 rows are what we'll be doing for the rest of the square. Okay, so we're going to row 1, we're going to knit 1 edge, then we knit 1, yarn over, knit 4, then we central double decrease. So I did show you this last week, I think, but we slip 2 stitches together as if to knit them together. So we slip them off the needle, we knit the next stitch, and then we pass the 2 slip stitches over the top of that needle, and it just creates a central stitch. So the middle stitch becomes the prominent stitch and it raises up. So central double decrease and knit 4, yarn over, and that's your repeat. So we're going to knit 1, yarn over, knit 4, central double decrease, CDD, then knit 4, yarn over, and that's your repeat. So we do this to the last 2 stitches. And then your last 2 stitches are a knit 2, and then you'll be happy to know that we just purl back. Okay, row 3. So knit 1 edge, then we're going to knit 2, yarn over, knit 3, central double decrease, so slip 2 as if to knit them together, knit the next one, pass the 2 slip stitches over the top, just give it a little tug, knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, so we knit 2, yarn over, knit 3, central double decrease, knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, and we do that to the last 2 stitches. And the last 2 stitches and knit 2, and then we're going to purl back. Okay. Right, row 5, here we go. Okay, so we're going to knit 1 edge, then we knit 3, yarn over, and now we've got a wrap stitch. So we have to count 7 stitches, 2, 4, 6, 7, and we have to have the yarn in front because we've got a yarn over. We're going to keep hold of that and bring the needle across your 7 stitches and insert it between the 7th and 8th stitch, so in here. So we're going to go through the gap here. Now it's a bit hard for me to pull down because that was a yarn over, so it's a little bit tighter, but we're going through that little hole in between those 2 stitches and out the other side. Okay, so insert the needle there with your yarn from the in front of your work, which mine isn't because it's come off. 2, 4, 6, 7 in there, yarn going over the top of the needle, around that needle, so over the top of your right hand needle, around your left hand needle, around the right hand needle. Okay, so you're wrapping it round and you're going to bring that through and just let go of your tension and pull a loop through, and pop that on the end of your left hand needle, and you can tighten it a little bit, not too much. Then you're going to knit those two together, so the first of your 7 and the loop you've just created, knit those together. Your yarn's going to be over here, so you're going to bring that across the top of your needle and knit those two together. Okay, then we knit 1, central double decrease, knit 2, yarn over, knit 2, and that's that repeat. Okay, I think it's such a fun thing to work, and it looks so pretty, but it seems like it's going to be awkward, but it's really not. In fact, I find this more simple than week 3 when we were doing the knit 1 long, so hopefully you do too. So we knit 3, yarn over, and we're going to count 7, 2, 4, 6, 7, and we're going in here. So insert the needle in between those 2 stitches. Yarn should be in front of your right hand needle, so you've got your yarn over going across, wrap it around, bring through and give it a tug and pop it on the end of the left hand needle, and then knit it together, so you're locking it in place with the yarn over here, so you're going to bring it around the back, and that makes your wrap stitch. Knit 1, central double decrease, sorry, my throat's awful today, knit 2, yarn over, knit 2. So we're going to do that to the last 2 stitches. I'm going to show you something that you need to watch out for on the wrap stitch. So knit 3, 2, 4, 6, 7. Right, one thing to watch out for is to not pick up any of these stitches here. You must make sure you're going through the gap between the 2 stitches. Nothing else. We don't want any stitches. We just want air between the 2 needles. Okay. And then the other thing to watch out for is this. So you've got your yarn over here and your loop that you've just brought through. So when you go to put that loop on the needle, make sure you're not picking up the yarn over stitch as well there. You must make sure you're only getting the loop, because the yarn over is going all the way around this back. Sorry, the yarn over is going all the way around this back. So you need to make sure you're not getting that onto your left hand needle. It's got to stay just on the right hand, and just your loop on the left hand, okay? Right, now on the purl row there's something else to watch out for, so I'm going to show you that now once I've finished this. That didn't all go. Your last 2 stitches on this one is a knit 2, and then when we purl back, let me show you. So we're going to purl the row back. Now as you approach that long wrapped stitch, you will see that it's lying across a number of the stitches. It could be right up here because of how it's been wrapped around, so you must make sure it's between the gap. Now you can see where it comes from because it's your yarn over stitch from that other side. It's the yarn over before you wrap, okay? So you can see that it comes out of this stitch here. So if it's anywhere over here, it needs to be pushed back into place. It's getting above its station. So we need to knit across to it and just keep it back where it needs to be. Don't knit, purl across to it, dear me. Purl across to it, make sure it's where it needs to be. Don't purl it into any other position, because then your work's going to be wrong. So then we just purl it as normal and carry on, but as you approach the next one, it's going to be the same. See, they're all like coming across where they shouldn't be. So they all need to be back into place. Right, so you just need to make sure you're not purling it up here somewhere. You need to put it back into place. So you can just hold it with your nail as you come across, or your finger, and just keep pushing it back until you get to it. So just on this row 6, just bear in mind, don't just purl mindlessly. Bear in mind that these yarn overs need to be in the right position. Okay, row 7. So we've got knit 1 edge, then we're going to knit 2 together, knit 4, yarn over. That's just your edge. So now the repeat is knit 1, yarn over, knit 4, central double decrease, knit 4, yarn over. That's your repeat. So knit 1, yarn over, knit 4. Sorry, that's my elephant children upstairs. Did I knit 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Central double decrease, knit 4, yarn over. So we do this to the last 8 stitches. And then our last 8 stitches is knit 1, yarn over, knit 4, slip slip knit, knit 1, and then we purl back. Right, row 9. So knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 3, yarn over, knit 1. That's our edge. And then the repeat is knit 2, yarn over, knit 3, central double decrease, knit 3, yarn over, knit 1. So we've got knit 2, yarn over, knit 3, central double decrease, knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, and we do that to the last 8 stitches. And the last 8 stitches is knit 2, yarn over, knit 3, slip slip knit, knit 1, and then we purl back. Okay, row 11, so it's our wrap row again. So our edges, knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 2, yarn over, knit 2, and then the repeat. So we've got knit 3, yarn over, and the wrap. So we're going 2, 4, 6, 7, yarn over, so yarn in front, insert the needle between the 7th and 8th stitch, bring it around the back, pull it through, and place onto the left hand needle, and then knit those, the first stitch and the wrap stitch together. Then we knit 1, central double decrease, knit 2, yarn over, knit 2. So exactly the same as before. Knit 3, yarn over, 2, 4, 6, 7, into there, knit 1, central double decrease, pass them over, knit 2, yarn over, knit 2. We do that to the last 8 stitches. And the last 8 stitches, and knit 3, yarn over, central double decrease, knit 2, and then we purl back, remembering that these yarn overs will be really long across the back, so just remember that they're put back into the correct place before you purl them. Okay, and there we have it. That is our trefoils. If anyone knows how to properly pronounce that, please do tell me. So it does look like it's got a scalloped edge, but that will block out, it will block straight. Now I realise that 51 stitches is the biggest we've cast on since the start of this, but originally I did cast on 45, which is our usual amount. This is a 45 stitch cast on. You can see the slight difference, the extra 6. The problem with this, it looks around about this right size at the minute, but I had to really block it hard to get it to the actual right size, and over the week it's sprung itself back and it's gone quite thin. So I think we definitely need the 51 stitches. Because of these wrap stitches, it pulls it back in. This also ends on a half pattern. It will end on a row 6, just because of these little bits is taking out a pattern repeat. So we're going to end on a row 6, so half a pattern, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 repeats on this. So we've done 1, so we're going to do another 3, and then 1 to 6 again. So I hope this all makes sense. It's a bit different this week with it having this beginning section just to straighten it off, but I hope you have lots of fun with this one. I wanted you to have one you could get your teeth into again, And I think this is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love this pattern. So there you go, that's Trefoils. Trefoils. I'll see you next week for week 14.